Hey everybody, Ezra here. I get a lot of questions on how I keep my car so clean from family and friends and just people, around. They're like, oh, that's such a clean car. So today I'm going to show you my regimen that I do on this car, every week or so in the spring and summer and every couple weeks in the winter when it's not snowing. So as you can see, I have a plethora of cleaning supplies that I keep in my garage, and we're going to be using mostly all of it. So as you can see, the car's not terribly dirty, but if we get a little closer, you can start to see all the brake dust accumulation and the dirt that gets on the sides over here. The top is pretty much good, and the top of the trunk is spotless. But it's just kind of like the stuff that's down here, the bumpers, the trunk gets pretty filthy. Even down here, it just gets a little crusty. So we're gonna fix that today. And the first thing I like to use is this power washer. This is a Westinghouse. It was pretty cheap. I think it was like $300 or so. And we're just gonna give the car a nice little rinse down to get some of the heavy debris off. So once the car is rinsed, the next thing I like to do is use my Meguiar's wheel and tire cleaner. This stuff is like 10 bucks. It's really good actually. You don't need the best wheel cleaner on the market. This stuff works perfect. And what I like to do is just spray a real generous amount everywhere on the wheel and tire to make sure that every surface gets hit. You can even get the brake rotor and the brake caliper and all that too. And then once you have it there, you're gonna let it sit for a little while, and then we're gonna rinse it off. So I'm gonna go do that to the rest of the 3 other wheels. And once your wheel looks like this, and all of the cleaner has seeped to the bottom, it's time to rinse it off. Let's do it. So as you can see, the wheel looks way better, but there's still a bunch of dirt over here. Now keep in mind, this first wash and soap down was just to get the heavy stuff off of the wheel. Because if you just directly go in with a brush, it's going to leave scratches on your wheels, and that's not fun. So what I like to do is do that initial wash down, and now we're going to go in again with the wheel cleaner, and now we're going to take a brush to it to agitate the rest of the dirt and make sure we get a nice clean wheel. So much better the second time around. Now it's time to do the paint. We're gonna grab our foam gun and some of our washing gloss. Okay, now that we're inside, we're gonna unscrew our foam gun here, like so. We're gonna take our washing gloss and we're gonna shake it up a little bit just to get everything combined in there. And now we're going to give it a nice generous squeeze into our foam gun. I'm going to fill her up a little bit. A couple squeezes there. And you want to get it to about, let's go a little more. Probably about right there. That's a good level. They say to only do an ounce per certain number of cups of water, but I just kind of eyeball it here. Then you're going to want to turn your sink on, and you're going to want to fill it up with hot water. Because it is freezing outside right now, and the water coming from the hose is going to be cold. And I find that warm water helps the suds create suds better. So then we're going to fill it up here. And it's going to start having bubbles coming out the top, but you want to wait until the whole thing is just full of liquid. See, it's still only that much liquid. We want to fill it up till it's full of liquid. No bubbles at the top. We're going to keep going. Still going. A little bit more. And about there. Now it's full of the soap and water. And we'll rinse this off a little bit. Now when you're going to put this back in, the water is going to splash out of it. Just make sure you're over the sink a little bit. See, the soap's coming out a tiny bit. And we're going to tighten this down. But not too tight. Just enough. And just be aware there's a little breather hole there, so you might be dripping all over the house. But let's take this outside and connect it up to the power washer. It's also worth mentioning, I gotta put this little towel here because for some reason this door likes to leak and it gets all over by this lock over here. I couldn't tell what seal it is, but it might be the seal that goes between the door card and the door itself. So I just put this towel here to prevent water from getting in, and it does a pretty good job. But let's get to hooking our soap up to the power washer. Alright, we're going to let this first soak here wash in. Now the reason we don't go straight to agitating the paint, same reason for the wheels, is you don't want all the dirt on there when you touch it with a wash mitt. You don't want to create all these micro scratches. So we're going to let the paint soak for a second with the first layer of soap. So all of the dirt is just getting pushed down. It's getting pushed down off of the car. So we're going to let it sit for a couple minutes. And then we're going to go in, rinse it off. We're going to soap it down again. And then we're going to go in agitating with the wash mitt. So let's do it. As you can see, it's gotten a little frozen out here. I didn't pick the best exact day to do this video, but the next step is obviously to dry. Let's get this thing dry so we don't have to deal with a bunch of ice forming on it, because I'm already gonna slip on this down here. So yeah, let's do it. So the ice formation is still pretty bad. I think what I'm going to end up doing is putting it in the garage and finish letting it warm up, and then finish drying it. So let's do that. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a doofus because it's still not melting that well. But you can sort of see on the hood here that I did dry off. It looks pretty damn good. And as for the rest of the car, it's still kind of melting. But I'm going to make an updated video in the spring because clearly the winter was not the best idea to film this video. But you could sort of get an idea of what goes into, you know, the detailing process for this car, you know, every time I want to wash it and clean it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you have any questions, any other regimen questions. I'm going to make an interior detailing video as well to show you guys how I do the interior of this car. And yeah, I'm looking forward to making more videos. Sorry this one was kind of a bust, but see you guys. Bye.